Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today in this video I would like to read an article entitled Turkey Effect of COVID-19 Outbreak on Maritime Law. Humanity is now facing a new global epidemic outbreak named COVID-19, likes of which were not seen in the last century. The COVID-19 outbreak, which has been upgraded by the National Health Organizations from the epidemic disease level, having more limited impacts to the pandemic disease level, high level of risk expansions all over the world has had serious effect on the global economy. This impact has also caused serious problems and change in the international trade and transportation field that are the major components of the global economy. Many sectors were and are still affected by the current circumstances, and the activities operation of some sectors have come to standstill. Many severe obstacles and change have been observed due to the COVID-19 in the field of international trade and transportation. In maritime transportation, it is of utmost importance to keep the operation stable and explained. In this article, we will try to analyze the effect of the COVID-19 epidemic on marine trade by searching the responses of the following questions. What measures are taken and might be taken concerning port, vessels and cargo? What kind of inspections are executed and might be executed? What kind of obligations and responsibilities are and might be put on each individual of the sector? Then how these above mentioned matters could be managed in order to minimize and or eliminate the impact of this ongoing situation without getting in the way of common way of commerce. 1. Port measures of COVID-19. As it is known, ports are facilities of loading and unloading of passengers and cargo from sea vehicles such as ships and boats, which usually accommodate cranes, road and rail connections by acting as a protective shelter for vessels from wind and waves. Failures occur in ports may affect all transportations as well as the subsequent and related trade. In order to prevent these impacts on the port in Turkey, various measures have been taken and will continue to be taken by the Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure, Ministry of Health and relevant local authorities and administration. Such measures can be as follows. Foreign crew embarkation or disembarkation operations during the transit of interrupted passage through the Turkish straits of the vessel that have visited the ports of the prohibited countries within the last 14 years, or having 14 days, or having a crew member or passengers that join the vessel from these countries, with an exception for illness and death. Vessels that have visited the ports of the prohibited countries within the last 14 days of having a crew member or passengers that attended on the vessel from these countries shall apply 14 days quarantine and shall anchor outside the port area. The permission to berth shall be granted after the completion of the necessary inspections on the vessel, cargo, and crew at the end of the 14 days quarantine period. It is important to note that the 14 quarantine period is not a definite time period, and it can be shortened or extended depending on the status of the port and the vessel. An amendment foreseen in the port state control percentage that is to be maintained in the Turkish Republic control port, and a new rate of 15% is to be applied for 3 months from the date of the circular. For vessels that call China, Italy, South Korea, Japan, Iraq, and Iran, and other prohibited countries in the last 14 days, no disembarkations is allowed at Turkish port for the crew. Having said that, supply of provisions, bunker, and technical equipment are allowed to those vessels that call the prohibited countries. In order to receive minimum contract with the agency personnel, the document and certificate produced by the agency for entry and departure from port and shipyard shall be issued by the agent in place of harbor masters and will be presented upon request for inspections and investigation. Notifications of all national and foreign flag vessels returning from an international voyage shall be made through the port single window system 48 hours prior to entering the port area instead of 24 hours. 2. Vessel measures on COVID-19. Vessels are the primary factor for maintenance of the maritime transport. In addition to the hygienic measures to be taken on the vessel, the circulars published by the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure, General Directorate of Maritime Affairs, state what kind of measures will be taken for Turkish and foreign flag vessels and what kind of change will be made in practice. Certain amendments were made in relation to the preliminary surveys of the vessel. Pre-surface inspections to the Turkish flag vessel to be performed in 2 months and 4 months period instead of monthly and quarterly periods to the extent of the vessel pre-survey period up to 6 months in case of the vessel visits the port of prohibited countries within 14 days or having a crew member or passengers that join the vessel from these countries. 24-hour time limit to issue notification from the port single window system to be increased to 48 hours prior to the entry of the vessel to the port in relation to daily activities of the vessel for the previous 40 days. The list of the seafarers, the list including the profile of the passengers, the list of the cargo including the profile on the type and origin of the cargo. To intensify free and clean practice procedures, any extension requests for certification and survey for ships and companies will be granted up to 3 months after the review of General Directorate of Maritime. It should be underlined here that the profiles of passengers and seafarers on board and the proximity of the vessel trading area to the prohibited countries are as important as the conditions of the vessel. In addition to the issue described above, the poster demonstrating the preventive measures to deal with the current COVID-19 outbreak as exemplified below must be hung in the visible places on the vessel. So the time is up and the article will be continue to the next video. So bye bye and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye!